Today, many people know Sorong as the gateway to Raja Ampat, one of the most famous diving destinations in the world. But long before tourists came here, this city grew because of something else. Oil. Almost 100 years ago, deep inside the forest of Papua, people discovered something that would change the future of this city. In the center of Sorong City, these oil barrels remind us of that history. But what many people don't realize is this. The oil travels through a pipeline that stretches for about 48 kilometers. And that is where the story of Sorong, the oil city of Papua, began. Hello everyone, my name is Edgar Dorevata Panorama. I'm a 7th grade student at SMP Cinta Kasih. Today we're going to discover where it all started. Right now, we're on our way to the place where Sorong's oil story began. The oil that traveled through that 48-kilometer pipeline actually comes from an oil field in the forest outside the city. And that place has been producing oil for almost 100 years. So today, I'm going there to see it for myself. And here we are. This is Klamono oil field, one of the oldest oil production areas in Papua. The story of oil exploration here started in 1932, when Royal Dutch Shell Oil Company came to search for oil in this area. They drilled several wells, hoping to find what many people called black gold, but their first attempts were not successful. A few years later, in 1935, another Dutch company continued the exploration. The company was called NNGPM, Netherlands New Guinea Petroleum Maatskappij. And this time, their effort finally paid off. Oil was discovered here in Klamono. For decades, this oil field was operated by the Dutch company. But after Papua became part of Indonesia, the assets of NNGPM were eventually taken by Indonesia government and later managed by Pertamina. And that discovery helped shape Sorong into what many people now call the oil city of Papua. Before I start exploring this place, I had the chance to talk with one of the staff members, Pak Angki. He explained a few things about this oil field. What's interesting is that his family has been connected to this oil field for generations. Now, we're heading to the oil field accompanied by one of security officers. Now, we're inside the Klamono oil field area. There are around 200 wells spread across this area. Each well has its own history. The water that comes out with the oil actually is very hot. You can even see the steam. And that's why residents don't use water around this area. Instead, they use water from mountain springs nearby. If you look closely, we can actually see the year when the well was drilled. Some of these wells were drilled many decades ago. Like this one right here, it was drilled in 1949. Back in the 1930s, this oil field was able to produce around 2,000 barrels of oil per day. But over time, as the wells age, the production gradually decreased. Today, the field produces around 370 barrels per day. The very first well drilled here is no longer active today, but it remains a silent witness of Sorong's oil history. As we walk around this area, you can still see several old structures from the early days of the oil industry. Some buildings, like the workshops and maintenance areas, were originally built during the Dutch colonial period. Even some of the oil barrels still follow the same layout from those early years. Of course, many parts have been renovated over time, but the locations remain the same. These places quietly remind us that the history of oil production in Klamono has been continuing for almost a century. Hi! This area is not only about oil production, it's also about the community that grew around it. There is a mosque where Muslim families gather for daily prayers and community activities. Not far from it, there is also a church where Christian families come together for worships and celebrations. These places of worship show how different communities have lived side by side here for many years. And nearby, there is also a school called SD YPK Ekaristia. The school originally established in the 1950s, making it one of the first schools in Klamono. Here is a fact. According to Pak Angki, the current mayor of Sorong, Mr. Septinus Lebat, once studied at this very school. That's pretty cool! From a small school in an oil field to leading the city of Sorong. Another unique place here is Kampung Klamono Oil. This small village is home to many retired oil workers. For decades, engineers and workers live and work here with their families. Even after retirement, many of them chose to stay here. Bapak sudah tinggal lama di sini ya?
Sudah. Tinggal di sini dari sejak lahir, kemudian besar masuk sekolah di sini. Jadi sama-sama dengan Bapak Wali Kota Septinus Lebat. Satu kelas dari SD sampai ujian selesai, kita juga masuk SMP bersamaan. Ujian pun juga selesai. Kemudian di situ ya kita pisah. Septinus tidak tahu kemana, saya juga sama-sama kita pisah waktu itu. Sekarang baru saya sendiri tahu bahwa Septinus Wali Kota. Saya kerja di perusahaan sini. Kemarin 2024 saya pensiun. Tempat ini disiapkan untuk orang-orang pensiun.
This oil field is not just a workplace. It's also a community that has existed for generations. Terima kasih, Pak.
Ya, terima kasih sama-sama.
Standing here today, it's hard to imagine that this quiet place once became the center of one of the most important discoveries in Papua. Klamono is more than just an oil field. It's part of the history that shaped Sorong. So that's why Sorong proudly carries the name the Oil City of Papua. And that is the story of how Sorong became known as the City of Oil. Thank you for joining me on this journey through history. Thank you for watching.